Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Randy and this is a CD tag. Now I first saw this with Brian, the Embryonic Robot, do it, and also I saw Mike, PC31 Vinyl Policeman, also attempt this, and it's from a new channel that they introduced me to, and it's Christos from Greece. So I'll put a link below to his initial CD tag where he has all the questions and everything if anybody else wants to do it. I know he put this out around 3 weeks ago, so I'm kind of late getting to it. But let's go. I'd like to say that I do have quite a few CDs and don't get a chance to show them, so I'd like to do this tag. I'm sorry I couldn't do the cassette tag, as this is the only cassette that I own. It's with Bob Walkenhorst. He was with the Rainmakers. I guess I could do a 78 lacquer tag if anybody ever wanted to do that, but I doubt it. But anyway, let's get to these questions. First one, a 2022 release that you bought, and the only one I did buy is this Only the Strong Survive by Bruce Springsteen. I think Mike showed this as well, but like I said, this is the only one that I did buy that actually came out last year. I wasn't sure about getting it on vinyl, as I don't know how often I'm going to listen to it, because it's a bunch of soul standards that he covers. It's nice to, I decided I was just going to put it in the car on a flash drive, and a song will come up every once in a while instead of listening to the whole thing all at once. But anyway, okay, enough of that. The last CD you bought, and the last one was this Andy Partridge the Fuzzy Warbles collection. This is volumes 1 through 3. It came out in this little package. We're doing a CD exchange on Rich Strickler's channel if you ever want to go and watch that. And one of the ones that Glenn Kellaway actually recommended this one for me to listen to. So it's a lot of cool songs, you know, that didn't end up on XTC releases for the most part. These are a lot of outtakes and, you know, things, unreleased material that Andy Partridge worked on. Okay, the first CD you ever bought. I wasn't sure if there was a Buddy Holly one I bought, but I think it was this one actually. This Jerry Lee Lewis, the session recorded in London. It has all these great guest artists on here like Delaney Bramlett, Peter Frampton, Roy Gallagher, Kenny Jones. Who else is on here? Gary Wright, Albert Lee, Alvin Lee. But he does some great tunes on here. He's one of my favorite versions of Trouble in Mind. He does one of my favorite songs of his actually now is this No Headstone on My Grave, the cover of the Charlie Rich tune. But yeah, I think it's a great CD. The next is he wants us to show a DIY or CDR that you made or somebody else made. Well, I'm not a musician, so I just made some compilation CDs, and so I'll just show that. This is one I called "Look What They Done to My Song." You probably get that if you know me. And it's got like the Ray Charles tune, "Look What They Done to My Song," then songs by Dale Watson, Leon Russell, Johnny Cash, singer songs, Led Zeppelin, the song remains the same, The Who, the song is over, so you kind of get the idea. Then I have another one that's called Just Lucky, I Guess, which I guess he's not so lucky now because I think they're getting a divorce, or if they maybe you already have. So it's all songs about luck, like Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Lucky Man, Steve Goodman, Just Lucky, I Guess, Springsteen, Lucky Town, Tom Petty, You Got Lucky. One more. Actually, I have like 5 volumes of this, and that's I Drink. And it's got songs like Louis Jordan, What's the Use of Getting Sober, Gary Stewart, Whiskey Trip, Hank Thompson, A Six Pack to Go. A lot of country songs. Those country artists like to sing about drinking. All right. Next is the last CD you played, and that's probably going to be this Rod Stewart, Every Picture Tells a Story. I also have it on vinyl, but on Rich Strickler's channel, we're doing a classic album where we rank all the songs. He's kind of had it on hiatus for a while, but when he comes back to do that, they've asked me to help them with this one, Rod Stewart. So it's just easier to stop and make notes and everything when you have the CD. All right, next is a various artists compilation. So I'm going to show this Duke Reed Treasure Isle. This is all rocksteady tunes, which is, I guess, I don't know the difference between rocksteady, ska, reggae, but it's got a lot of great ones like the Paragons, who did the original The Tide is High, which is on here. Also has the Silvertones, U-Roy, the Medallions, Phyllis Dillon, Alton Ellis, just the Ethiopians. So just some great tunes on here. Or I guess it's the Ethiopian. That must be somebody different. I'm sure Doug at Fat City Vinyl will correct me on that one. Okay, and what else? Let's see. Oh, the best of our the greatest hits by a single artist. So I'm going with this Nils Lofgren collection. He was originally in a band called Grin, and then as a solo artist, of course, a lot of people know him now as playing in the E Street Band with Bruce Springsteen. This one I would recommend. The live version of Black Books on here is just great. But Nils Lofgren hits collection. Then show a box set. And I'm going to show this Stiff Records box set that comes with 4 CDs. They're all on the booklet. But it has some great, some unbelievable. They had an unbelievable lineup there with, with punk and ska and new wave. Got groups like the Adverts, Any Trouble, Nick Lowe, Elvis Costello, Graham Parker, Reckless Eric. Just the Yachts, a whole bunch of people, and a great set. This is a really great set. Okay, next, to show a CD where the whole discography is on the CD, which I'm pretty sure this is. This is the Shepherds. They kind of went from doo-wop to R&B to soul, and I think this is all of their tunes. This originally came out in '64, where they released all their singles and put them on an album. This is a collectibles reissue, which Solid Smoke did a better reissue I have on vinyl. But all 16. Island of Love is the tune I would check out if you're interested in the Shepherds. One of the best doo-wop R&B groups ever that nobody knows. Okay, and show a cardboard sleeve disc CD. So I'm showing this Phil Lee, and the album is So Long It's Been Good to Know Ya. If you don't know Phil Lee, he's like if the Rolling Stones did a whole album of country, it would probably sound like that. Okay, show a CD single, which I didn't really have a CD single. I kind of had this which had The Devil with Green Eyes, was like the big track on here. It came with one of his other issues. This is Matthew Sweet, Son of a Beast. I guess it was the album. This came with it. But it's really kind of an EP more than a single, even though Devil with Green Eyes is the one that kind of advertised on here. But that's the best I could do. I didn't really buy CD singles. Okay, a double or triple CD. I'm going to show what I think is the best double album of all time. Well, maybe the best double album of all time. That's Quadrophenia by The Who. Really a showcase for John Entwistle on this album, but it's got The Real Me, 515, Love Reign Over Me. Just a great album. One of the best. Probably my second favorite Who album. I know a lot of people's favorites, but and The Who are my favorite group. So let's go. Okay, number 13, he has show a CD that looks like a vinyl record. Couldn't really think of one, but then I did think of Bob Dylan's Time Out of Mind. The CD looks like a 78 label, so that's about as close as I could get. Time Out of Mind, Bob Dylan. It's got one of my favorite all-time Dylan songs on here with Not Dark Yet. Okay. Now show a soundtrack. And I'm going to show The Big Lebowski, which the music and the songs and the music they picked in this was just fit perfectly in the movie, I think. And I love Bob Dylan's The Man in Me that starts off the movie with them bowling. It's just a classic scene and classically shot and a tune that really works with that. But the whole album's good. It's got the Gypsy Kings doing their version of Hotel California, Townes Van Zandt doing a cover of the Stones' Dead Flowers, which is great. Elvis Costello's My Mood Swings, but just a great soundtrack recording. Show a CD that comes with a book or vice versa. So I'm going to show this Bob Dylan again. Modern Times, which came with this book, which is just basically the other Dylan albums you could get. Which, as close as I get. Show a live CD. So I'm showing the Super Suckers. Must Have Been Live, which, ooh, this came out. I wonder if you can still order these t-shirts for the Super Suckers. But they're like country punk is what I'd call them. And they're a lot of fun, has some humor in their music. Super Suckers Live. Let's see. A weird or non-conventional packaging. I didn't have much that I could think of. I did think of this Tom Waits Bad as Me, which is kind of like a book, and it's got the lyrics and photos in here, and then you got the CDs that are kind of put in like that. And this is actually the last thing he's ever done. I do have this on vinyl as well. Don't need to have it, but I do. And hopefully he'll do something more. Or this might be his last recording. Okay. Show your most valuable CD in your collection. Well, I haven't got everything in Discogs yet, but I know this one's about a $40 CD, and that's the James Harmon Band, Those Dangerous Gentlemen, kind of bluesy R&B. For some reason, the CD is more expensive than the vinyl LP. I guess this is harder to find. This was issued on Rhino. James Harmon, Those Dangerous Gentlemen. So I guess if you find it on CD, it's worth a little bit. Everything about fell over here. Oops. Excuse me. And 19, show a local band. So I'm showing this album by the Rainmakers. This is their album Monster Movie, and this was a later release by them. It came out in 2014 on Bat Records. Kind of a neat looking one, but just straight ahead rock and roll from a group from Kansas City, Missouri, the Rainmakers. And I guess this one's kind of hard to find because it is like, $25, $30 CD, I think now. And he's got one last question, or one last prompt. To show a mini disc or a mini CD. So I have this one by Les Paul and Mary Ford. Looks like that. And I have this because my dad's all-time favorite song is The World is Waiting for the Sunrise by them, and it is a beautiful tune. So that's it. I hope everyone goes and subscribes to him, Christos. And like I said, I'll put a link below, and you can go over on his channel, look at the questions, decide if you want to do it or not. And everyone, take care.